Alright, Tyler Murdoch, Brushing Baseball. Just wanted to show how Jacob deGrom moves quick down the hill, forcing into hip drive, and good front leg stabilization causes consistent release point and high velocity. Sean and deGrom are both very similar in size and stature, and that's why I paired them up together. They also have similar deliveries. Now, first thing I want to do with Sean, take him into the front leg and show that Sean's actually, as he's starting to go down from his leg lift, he's actually squatting into the ground to get himself lower. Whereas what would help with that movement, instead of going lower into the ground before moving towards home plate, is as you're getting into that leg load and leg lift, already beginning your sequence down the mound. Now that's a product of moving quick, which is the last variable in velocity towards a pitcher. One is hip to shoulder separation, two is arm speed that you get from your leg strength and core torque, and lastly is your momentum that you create going down the hill. Now next, let's see how Sean is reaching a little bit with this front leg. What preferably, I like that this leg is at the angle it's at, because it delays this front hip from opening too soon. Like with deGrom, his front leg is going to want to be more rotational, opening up like a door hinge, whereas with Sean's, it's going to stay there until he initiates leg drive at this moment. So Sean's still holding good torsion in the knee, just like deGrom is. Torsion in the knee means the knee's facing straight or back out towards second base, which means that it's not collapsing early into front hip drive. It means he's saving his hip power for when he is moving down the mound, or when he's moving down into front foot strike and down the mound into hip drive for late peaking hips. Now, high velocity pitchers like deGrom, they're going to save their hip opening for later, but at front foot strike, they're going to be open, pointing towards the plate like that. Now, as Sean moves down the mound, his front leg could be more passive, like deGrom's is, to this moment right here. Let's take Sean to the same place. At this point, Sean's already trying to force his hips open, not creating as much core torque as deGrom is right here. As we can see, hips are completely open as the front foot is striking the ground. Sean struck the ground, not quite the same hip to shoulder separation as deGrom has at this moment. Similar, but not the same. Whereas Sean is still trying to fight that back hip opening at this moment. Once the hips are completely open from this frame to this frame, he's already into external rotation of the arm right here, which is this angle right here. deGrom is still waiting to get that external rotation going in the arm here. Now, something that's going to help Sean to look like deGrom's back foot here is this front leg drive in right here. So 124, let's do a better job at that one. So right here, 120, 135. Now, this is where trunk tilt comes into play. So deGrom is now going into front leg extension, and really what's happening is that he's locking out this front knee here to where it's going into the body. This front leg is driving back into the body to push the trunk forward right here from where it is now so this angle right here. So 25 degrees of extra trunk tilt, whereas with Sean, he's going from essentially right here to right here, 29, in a longer span of time. So DeGrom's getting a more slamming motion into external rotation of the arm's out in front of the face more, right there. As we can see, DeGrom is fully out in front of the body, and his elbow is parallel with his head at this point. That's all a product of front leg drive right there, whereas Sean gets it later and now is getting the arm out in front of the face completely, but the ball's already gone. So ball speed is correlated to how well we can use the body, and arm speed is correlated on how fast we're moving our body down the mound. Now, like I was saying earlier, getting more ball speed is a product of moving faster down the mound. Sean's going to be able to accomplish this more if he's getting this leg up and also moving down the mound instead of getting here and squatting down the mound. A lot of those things are going to be predicated on him moving faster, also creating more core torque instead of squatting, moving down the mound, getting this leg drive going quicker like DeGrom is right here into the same spot, whereas that front foot drive or front foot strike at the same spot here, these hips can be more open like DeGrom's are, to where he'll be able to get more leg drive into his delivery like he's doing perfectly here, but doesn't have enough time to do it already.